What crime could a cat possibly commit? Could a cat steal? Yes. Could a cat wake people up in the middle of the night? Definitely. But could a cat stand before a court, be accused of crimes, be found guilty and punished like a human criminal? It sounds impossible. But nearly 300 years ago, something unbelievably strange happened in the streets of Paris. Dozens of cats were rounded up. A fake courtroom was created. Witnesses gave testimony, a judge announced a verdict, and the cats were treated like dangerous criminals. But here's the shocking part. The cats had done absolutely nothing wrong. They were never the real target. So why did this happen? The answer tells us one of the strangest stories in French history. Let's find out. Our story begins in Paris during the 1930s. At the time, Paris was one of Europe's busiest cities. Printing shops were everywhere. Books were becoming more popular. But behind every printed page stood young apprentices who worked incredibly hard. Their days started before sunrise. They worked until late at night. The pay was terrible. The food was barely enough to survive. Many slept in small, uncomfortable rooms inside the workshop. Life wasn't easy, but there was something that made their lives even more miserable. Their boss loved his cats very much. The cats lived comfortably inside the house. They were well fed, protected, and treated almost like members of the family. Meanwhile, the apprentices often went hungry. To them, it felt deeply unfair. Every day, they watched the cats enjoy a better life than the people doing all the work. The resentment grew stronger, week after week, month after month, until finally, the workers decided they had enough. The problem was, they couldn't fight back directly. Their employer held all the power. Complaining could cost them their jobs. So they chose a different way to express their anger. According to the memoir of a French printer named Nicolas Contat, the apprentices came up with a bizarre plan. They would put cats on trial. Not a real trial, a performance, a dark joke, a protest hidden behind laughter. One evening, the apprentices rounded up many of the neighborhood's cats. They created a mock courtroom. One worker acted as the judge. Others became lawyers. Some pretended to be witnesses. The charges were ridiculous. The cats were accused of making too much noise, disturbing the neighborhood, even practicing witchcraft. Everyone knew the trial wasn't real, but they acted as though it was. The judge listened carefully, the fake witnesses spoke, then came the verdict. The cats were declared guilty. Today, it's difficult to imagine anyone laughing at such a scene. The event ended with the cats being killed. It was cruel, and it remains one of the darkest stories involving cats in European history. But historians say something important is often misunderstood. The apprentices weren't trying to punish cats because they hated them. They weren't. The cats represented something else. They represented the comfortable life of the wealthy. The workers couldn't openly challenge their employer, so they attacked what they believed symbolized his privilege. The mock trial became a way of mocking the unfair world they lived in. The strange performance spread through the neighborhood. Many people understood the hidden message. The apprentices weren't putting animals on trial. They were putting inequality on trial. Their employer couldn't be laughed at directly, so his beloved cats became the stand-ins. It was a risky form of protest in a time when ordinary workers had very few ways to speak out. Everything we know about this event comes mainly from the memoir of Nicolas Contat, who claimed to have witnessed it. Historians have studied his account for generations. Some believe it accurately describes what happened. Others think parts of the story may have been exaggerated over time. Because there are very few surviving accounts, we may never know every detail with complete certainty. But historians agree on one thing. The story reveals the growing anger of workers living under harsh conditions in 18th century France. Today, the Great Cat Massacre isn't remembered because the cats were guilty of anything. They weren't. It's remembered because it reveals how desperate people sometimes express their frustration in strange and disturbing ways. It also reminds us of how much attitudes towards animals have changed over the last 3 centuries. What once shocked only a few people would shock the entire world today. And that's a sign of just how far we've come. Now, we'd love to hear from you. When you first heard the Great Cat Massacre, what did you think had happened? Were you surprised to learn the cats were really symbols in a protest against unfair treatment? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love amazing cat stories, fascinating history, surprising discoveries, and unbelievable true events, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next adventure into the incredible world of cats.